And we're back. Couch Company Podcast. My name is John. With me, as always, Tyler.
Always.
Always.
And forever. Hi.
You know who said always?
Snape.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And the first segue begins. They thought I'd be rusty, but I'm not.
You're not.
Still on it.
3 episodes removed. It's like riding a bike.
Might be the longest break we've had.
Yeah.
Not a break because we don't stop working here.
No.
We got
just
episodes out.
Preload.
Yeah. With the help of our AI.
Yeah, that was good. Just feed our...
I don't think a lot of people understood the joke, but...
Yeah, well, the whole thing that I posted on Twitter was that AI... I don't know if you saw this, but Google, this guy that worked for Google was saying that the AI that they created was sentient and that it had the intelligence. It's essentially like, hey, this is a real, 7-year-old. And
That's
that
horrifying.
You need to ask its permission to, experiment and do different things like that. So then they fired him and were like, nah, we take this stuff seriously. We're okay. He was just fooled. And it's like, oh, man. Okay, so the guy that works on this for his life is fooled that this AI became, self-aware.
Was it self-aware? How do you even prove that?
They released a lot. The big Google corporate released a lot of documents saying, nah, everything's fine.
Yeah, that makes me think that everything's not fine.
Right? Do I think that an AI is self-aware? Personally, no, because that's just I think that's a little too science fiction-y, but we're going to just, Google says it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
How would we even know? I mean, it's something...
Yeah, we'll know when it's too late.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Anyway, that 7-year-old guy made our episode 61 podcast.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Yeah.
That was the terrifyingly horrifying joke that I didn't know was based off real life.
That was all just last minute. So I actually made that episode, and then that story broke.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
that's
whenever I was
more
writing
terrifying.
the description for it, I think it was the day after.
Day after tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Is that a movie?
It is a movie.
Is that? Oh man, is that the one where
global warming? Right?
Is it?
I think so.
I thought that was the one with Mission Impossible guy Tom Cruise.
War of the Worlds.
No. And he keeps dying and coming back to a certain point in time. He's in a time loop.
Tomorrowland.
Day after tomorrow.
Day after tomorrow is literally global warming and everything's frozen over and you see
really?
the Statue of Liberty.
What am I thinking of?
Big. I don't.
You know what I'm talking about? He's
a
soldier.
He's like a mechanical thing, and it's
I hope tomorrow's in the title, or else I sound really stupid.
Tomorrow. I mean, here, I'll look it up real quick. No, I don't have my phone. That's all you.
Anyways, so I might be off a little bit today. I'm fueled by a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Giving the research department a quick thing.
Instead of my usual Red Bull or Tyler's horrible.
I do have some beer in
flavored
there.
beer.
John left some. Joe left some. There's
but it's not. If it's not apple pie, whatever.
I still have a couple apple pie delights in there.
Oh, so bad. Yeah. Anyways, speaking of Snape, all the way back to the beginning segue. Tyler went to Disneyland,
Disney World,
Florida
Florida
/ Universal Studios, which hosts Harry Potter World.
I did that. I did both of those.
And how did that go?
I think overall it went very well. I think so just off the bat, Chelsea planned all of this stuff, right? She was awesome, had everything kind of set. But Chelsea is also very laissez-faire whenever it comes to just hey, whatever, we'll just go with the flow. Me, I'm I need to know every little thing that's going to happen and plan for it and prepare.
Kind of like Neon White, you just have the path.
Kind of like Neon White, yeah. In the moment plans change, I get this crazy anxiety. It's not healthy. But Chelsea did everything. She was amazing. But the idea was Disney, we were going to do a day, Universal were going to do a day. First off, I thought Disney World was Disney World. I didn't realize it was 4 parks that were connected by trolleys and more parking lots than I've ever seen in my life and all of this stuff. So that was news to me. But we did the the Disney World on, I think, Tuesday, and then Universal on Wednesday. So Disney, we did, like, Star Wars Land was the big one.
Yeah.
Definitely have some thoughts on Star Wars Land. Then we did Epcot, which is where you go around the world.
Yeah.
And supposedly drink. We didn't do a lot of drinking there. And then we ended on the Magic Kingdom. There's Animal Kingdom and a Magic Kingdom. Is that right?
Yeah, Magic Kingdom's the one with the castle.
That's the one we went to because that's where the fireworks were, and that was kind of like the end thing. But because we went so late, there wasn't really, like, we watched the fireworks. And then what's the Space Mountain?
Yeah.
So Space Mountain, everyone said if there's you can only do one thing in the Magic Kingdom, do Space Mountain.
Yeah.
And Chelsea was like, yeah, Space Mountain's good. And Chelsea doesn't like roller coasters, right?
Right.
We got in line for the Space Mountain. And she was like, oh, it's like a steel roller coaster. It's super smooth and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. We've been walking for like, and I'm not kidding, like literally like 13 miles by then. So like we're both tired, exhausted. I hurt. The bed at the hotel was like just not great. And then we get on this thing that's supposed to be this perfectly smooth roller coaster. And it's this wooden nightmare of just pain.
Yeah.
You can't see anything.
No.
It's the worst ride I've ever been on.
It's not wooden, but...
Is it not?
No.
It felt wooden. It was like they took the wooden Thunderbolt from Kennywood, made it somehow ricketier, and then threw it in a dark cave.
It is rickety, that's true.
It was miserable.
I love Space Mountain. It's great.
Oh, man. I will shout out to Texans. And I know this is a little weird, but it was the Texans who were telling me to go to Space Mountain. They are the nicest people. We met like two groups of people. Not even groups, like just people we were just standing in line with. Completely unrelated. Both from Texas. Friendliest people in the world.
Yeah, the Lone Star
Everyone
State.
else was just like, don't look at me and just, let's get there.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Disney has a way of making you just be miserable. Just being in the sun all day, and like, especially when you have kids, I'm sure.
It's bad whenever it's like, oh, thank God it's raining. You know, like the sun's not beating on me. Like, great.
Yeah, that is bad.
We did get into the Millennium Falcon right when it like stormed, and everyone's getting like tornado watches or hurricane watches or whatever.
Yeah,
and we're like, oh, okay, that's cool. So it was kind of cool to see the Millennium Falcon like in a rainstorm. Like that was neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I don't want to take up too much time because I've already told you all of this.
No.
But, like,
please tell me.
Star Wars Land is. So I'm sorry, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah,
is fine. I don't know. You have not been there?
Or I've been there. Yeah, I actually just went.
Okay, all right. So
I really enjoyed it.
Would you? So you disagree with my assessment? I thought it was Star Wars, but it was like a little thing of Star Wars, and then you had like park tracks, and then like another little thing of Star Wars and whatnot. And I felt like if you look at it from like individual set pieces, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But as a whole, I didn't feel like I was in like Jakku or whatever. Like I felt like it was kind of like detached from each thing. It was like you had different workers working on like, oh, here's this like, it's not a cantina. It's like that restaurant with like the big, I don't know, like furnace in the middle of it or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, okay, that's kind of like, it's cool. They had one alley. It was like with like a bunch of different shops, which was kind of neat.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I don't know. I thought it was neat. I think all the props and everything looked cool, and but yeah, I mean, because like that's in Hollywood Studios, I think.
Yeah,
and there's like all the different sections. Honestly, my favorite from that park was Toyland.
That's what people say. Like it's just like, hey,
weren't you there or no?
Yeah, but we spent so much time in Star Wars, and we wanted to go to all the other parks. We just skipped everything. So like the first half of that day was Star Wars, and then the rest of the day was just running to a bunch of different locations, not actually doing anything because we were like, well, we can't spend 90 minutes in line here because we're going to lose daylight.
Yeah,
and we just kept running around with like our heads cut off. Don't get me wrong, it was a good time. It was, again, the first time Chelsea and I have ever been away together. So like, it was nice. It was just, we played that part wrong, I think.
Yeah. When you go to Disney, you have to go for a week and then
split
each
it up.
Park is a day.
Yeah.
Like you definitely have to take your time with that. Yeah. Toyland's so cool. Like, I I just love the thematic nature of everything. Like, what's really cool about that one actually is the Slinky roller coaster. So there's a Slinky roller coaster, and you're like in line, and obviously all the lines have like themes and stuff. Mm-hmm. And the line is like, kind of. I think it's like kind of like Andy's room, and it has like the instructions of this roller coaster he's putting together. Like it's like one of those Connects roller coasters, and he's like, there's all these papers everywhere, and he's putting it together, and he's like drawing Slinky on it, like making his own thing or whatever. And the thing about Toyland is like you're like the size of a toy, so everything's huge. Like there's like giant pencils sitting around, and Etch-a-Sketch is like huge. And the cool thing about the Slinky ride is there's actually a huge wooden fence. So you're actually like in Andy's backyard. There's all this grass and shit.
With like all the perspective and everything.
Yeah. It's so awesome.
See, like that's the kind of stuff that I wish. Again, like I wish I had taken the time to go in and look and be like, okay, and to be fair, that was a lesson because then we were looking at Universal and we're like, okay, we got to plan this out. We got to figure out exactly what we want to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we did a lot of stuff. We did the droid building thing, which I was dead set against, but like it was there. We were talking about it. And we're like, yeah, we could build a droid. That's fine. So we have a droid. Its name is C2T7. So CT is Chelsea Tyler, and 27 is our anniversary date. And not our wedding anniversary date, which we were on a honeymoon. You'd think we'd use 16, but we used 27 because that was our dating anniversary date.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's there. Who was that? Her idea or what?
Yeah, no. She originally said I think it was like CT27, but that sounded more like a stormtrooper designation. So
I'd rather make my own stormtrooper. Honestly,
that'd be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
It cost like $500 for like a Boba Fett helmet, so I can't imagine
just the helmet.
Just the helmet.
Oh
yeah.
My god,
it's very expensive.
Yeah.
But now, so we have a C2 or a C5. I don't remember, like whatever the chopper body is, and we have an R2 unit head. We have long legs, and then we bought a $20 upgrade. So when R2 shoots the little suction thing up in episode 2 to get C-3PO's head. Yeah. That little cable, we have that now too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, yeah. I don't know.
Where's that droid? Is he in here?
I'll show it to you after. No, it's in my room. I didn't want to. We want to put it on the ground and like roll it around and see what the cats do, but I wanted to wait till Chelsea got home to.
I see.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Chelsea's still in Florida. She's like, I'm not leaving. She's helping her sister out. So it's like, okay, well, so
overall it was good. Oh, you didn't talk about Hogwarts.
So I'm sorry. Yeah. So Star Wars and everything, it was good. And Chelsea just kept saying, she's like, I think you like Universal. Like, I think, because I just kept talking about immersion. And we were walking around Universal. I wanted to go see the Mummy. We were like plotting everything out. Mummy's closed. So that's gone. And we went, and there was like I forget what it was called. It was like the Bourne something. So like the Bourne Ultimatum, Bourne Supremacy movies.
Yeah,
like
it was a live show.
Bourne things. It's a live show with these actors with like basically just him doing a bunch of like martial arts and stunts and things like that. And it's like a moving stage with like pyrotechnics and water and 2 movie theater screens. So like he's doing stuff and running in place while the screens are moving, so it looks like he's like running. Yeah. Or he hops on a motorcycle and like it looks like he's riding a motorcycle. And there was this cool scene where he's doing this like high speed chase. And it's bizarre to explain, but he's on this stationary motorcycle and just pretending that he's moving really fast. And the background movie screen is like flying by, so it just gives you that illusion. And it's this cop car following him. And then all of a sudden, really like everything just goes into slow motion. And he does this, like he like starts moving very, very slowly, like he's jumping off the motorcycle, grabbing onto a light pole. And this guy has to be like strong as heck, because he's doing like, like the human flag when you hold a flag and you extend your body. So he's doing all that while everything's going in slow motion behind him and stuff. It was amazing. Like he's suspended on wires doing stuff. It was incredible. It was really, and we were like, it just happened to be available whenever we were walking by, and we're like, all right, we'll go in here. That might have been like my second or third favorite experience in those parks.
The live shows are always incredible.
They're so good.
I remember in Disney they used to have a stunt driving one, which was and I was a little kid when I saw it. They don't have it anymore, but it was so cool. They were doing like jumps and all this crazy shit with like live with cars, and like they show you how they film car chases and things and how they get certain angles and stuff. It was so awesome.
Like that's the kind of stuff that I get the whole like, and most of the Star Wars stuff was VR. Sorry, not to keep jumping back and forth, but we were kind of we had two decisions. One, we could go to the Resistance ride.
Rise of the Resistance,
or we could go to the Millennium Falcon. I'm an old school Star Wars guy. Obviously, we're going to the Falcon.
Of course.
Clearly, I made a mistake, according to everybody, that the Rise of the Resistance was the better ride.
Yeah, it is, but I might have liked the Millennium Falcon more. Now, my experience with it was better because, like I said...
Did you get to drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is you got to drive.
You have to drive.
Me and Chelsea were gunners.
Oh, that's the worst.
And they didn't tell you what to do. They're like, just hit the flashing buttons.
Yeah.
But, okay, look, that's fine. You tell me to hit the flashing buttons, I'll hit the flashing buttons, and I'll like, shoot things. But don't tell me to hit the flashing buttons and then score me after the fact. If you're going to, like, at least tell me there's an accuracy rating, because nothing's worse than looking over to your wife and she's like, I got a higher accuracy rating than you. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, she was just like jamming
manual
and stuff.
When you become a smuggler? No. You just fucking figure it out, dude.
Well, I should have.
Yeah, okay,
anyway,
yeah.
All right, fine. But
Han
anyway.
Solo would be very disappointed in you.
So all of that was fine. We go into Universal, we're walking, and Chelsea's like, oh, let's go behind this brick wall. And then you're just like suddenly in Diagon Alley.
Oh,
and
That's
that
awesome.
experience going in there, of this completely nondescript thing, going into like the most like wall-to-wall immersed, like no trees, everything was like you literally just went into like a movie set.
Yeah.
That was the coolest experience, like by far. So I don't know. Like I think the Harry Potter stuff was incredible. I think the rides were actually super, super cool.
Yeah.
The one in Gringotts was like fine. Like it was okay. But the cool ride in actual like Hogwarts, like when you go to the other park and you go into like this Hogwarts castle and stuff, like that thing was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like you're on this like kind of like mini roller coaster, but you're not actually moving that far because everything's just in a screen. So it looks like you're moving and flying around and doing all this stuff, but it's just kind of like this VR simulator. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
It was super cool. Like the only thing that I was kind of bummed about is like I wanted to get like a really cool like wooden wand.
Yeah.
And apparently those don't exist anymore. Now they are all like plastic and they have a little like I don't know, infrared tip, because you can like do like magic spells around the park, like in like 25 locations, and like squirt water at people.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I just want the wooden wand, yeah.
Yeah. So Chelsea and I made wooden wands on an Etsy store, and they're shipping here in a couple weeks. Yeah.
Well, is there like a whole thing for that? Like I know there's like the lightsaber building and Star Wars.
No, that's
is
the
there
thing
like
is,
a wand thing?
Well, so technically, yes, there's like a quote unquote ride, but it's just like you go in and a person gets picked and like I guess wind happens, and it's like when Harry got his wand.
Yeah.
So we didn't do that part, but we went into Ollivander's and we like looked at wall-to-wall wands. That's the thing, is all the shops were like super themed. So it was like, this is the inside of a shop. The only downside I thought was like, okay, maybe don't have the exact same merchandise in every shop. Like if you're going to go into like the bookstore, only have like stationery and stuff like that. I thought that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it was good. I took the test again. I texted you, like, apparently I'm a split between a Ravenclaw and a Hufflepuff, which makes me
How's there a split?
sad.
Though? Doesn't it assign you a house?
Yeah. So I took
Did it say
I took
split?
I took the official quiz on the website.
Yeah.
And I got a Ravenclaw.
Right.
I downloaded the app, took it, which were like just different questions. It gave me a Hufflepuff.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. And it's not like questions that you can just be like, oh, I'm just, it's like dusk or dawn. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm a night owl. I don't get dusk. So, yeah. So I don't know. I keep going back and forth on that stuff. I feel that I identify with Hufflepuff still. Like that's me. But I would
you
like
can
to,
identify as much as you want. The Sorting Hat's going to put you somewhere,
I
buddy.
know. Yeah, well,
That's where it goes.
if you're going to go with Sorting Hat, technically the app does this whole thing where like the Sorting Hat actually pops up and talks to you and then places you. So technically the Sorting Hat did put me in Hufflepuff. But
I wonder if you can transfer. Is that allowed?
I mean, Harry just picked his house, which throws the whole thing into question. So
Well, you can put in your 2 cents.
yeah,
They say.
All right, well, I'll put in my 2 cents. I'm Hufflepuff.
All right, then you're Hufflepuff,
Yeah.
I guess. If you're split like that, I'm sure the
don't think
Sorting
I
Hat could
have-
go either way.
I don't think I have the drive for Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw.
The thing is,
seems
like, you definitely got up there in front of the whole, this is a fucked up thing as well. Like the whole school gets to judge you while you get your house. And
Yeah.
the hat could be like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. Like you're going Hufflepuff or whatever, right?
yeah.
So, anyways, the hat's mulling it over. He's like, oh man, these are some depressing thoughts in here. Let me sort through this shit. And then he's like, okay, I'm thinking Hufflepuff, maybe Ravenclaw. And you're like, oh man, Ravenclaw sounds like shit. He's like, all right, fine, Hufflepuff.
Or you're like whispering, like,
Fucking
not
loser.
Slytherin, not Slytherin. Oh, not Slytherin, you're saying, right? You want to be
Dude,
part of that?
the hat's amazing, dude. He's such a dickhead.
What do you got against the Slytherins?
Dude, Slytherin's the best house.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's what Chelsea said, too.
Well, Chelsea's like, I'm split, too. And I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
No Slytherin says they're split. Slytherin supremacy is a thing, for sure. As we've seen throughout the...
I was going to say, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
that's interesting. Did you get a robe?
No.
Oh, you should have got a
No,
robe.
so, look, man, I can't justify, and I know we bought a droid, but it's literally this hunk of plastic that's going to be broken the moment our cats see it.
Yeah.
But nothing is of quality. Like I wanted to buy like a quality thing, so
Yeah.
I keep seeing all these wands at like Barnes and Noble and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, well, I won't buy one of these as a decoration because I'm going to go into Harry Potter world and get like a good one.
Yeah.
Right? Nah, they're not. They're not that good.
You think you can buy like a robe online that's like real nice?
Yeah, I guarantee. There is an Etsy shop right now that is probably like outsourcing the silk from wherever the Harry Potter was filmed at or something like that, and like embroidering it perfectly or something.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so now we went in. We took a quiz on like all of these things. This is like the side quiz. And it like pairs you with your wand and the size and everything. So like I'm supposed to have like an ebony wand with like whatever. Apparently I have my Patronus too, which is very unique. I have a lynx.
Oh, wow.
My Patronus. It's so unique that whenever I clicked on what do all the Patronuses mean? Not even on the list.
Wow.
So
Look
I
at
don't know.
you, dude.
I don't know what that means, but I have
You're
it.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine, I'm Slytherin, obviously. I think I have an ebony wand as well, right? That's black.
Yep.
And it's max length. It's like
See,
huge.
mine's 12. 12
Mine's like-
inches. Which I think is
Solid, yeah, yeah.
Good.
Mine's
Yeah.
like huge. It's like 14 or something,
Yeah,
whatever
that's
the
the max. Yeah.
is, yeah. And then I forget swishy or whatever. I don't remember that shit. But my Patronus is like a cat. It's like a house cat.
Yeah.
So lame. I hate
cat's
cats.
all right.
What does that mean? I fucking hate my Patronus.
I don't know. You got to figure it out.
Whatever. And then what else? Isn't there something else, or maybe not?
Those were the three. But
Yeah.
that like the Etsy shop one that I got Black Maple is the one that I chose, and it's like dyed with like ebony dye on the handle, and it goes into this like dark cherry dye. Like it's gonna look sick.
Gonna be sweet.
And I bought the one stand with it where they would burn in the image of your wand. You could put it on the stand. It looks all cool. So we'll see
yeah.
how it goes.
If I had fuck you money, I think I'd buy myself Slytherin robe, obviously.
Yeah.
Maybe a Slytherin Quidditch uniform and a broomstick.
The broomsticks even were like just plastic. Like everything is just
so
plastic.
dumb. I would buy like a wooden
get one. Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
Nimbus 2001 or whatever. Firebolt.
I will actually hold on. I want to. I don't even remember. I think it's Grambler, Grambler Woodworks. Guy at work does everything wooden. I'm sure that he would be able to do like, oh, you want a broom? Yeah, here you go.
Yeah. It's gotta be like one of the, like the brooms in the movie. Like where you can't sweep anything with that.
Dude, he can
Like,
make anything.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
He's fantastic. You should look him up. It's on Instagram, but
Yeah.
he's great.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I messaged him like, dude, you should get into Harry Potter ones. Like, you make a killing. He's like, yeah, I've done like 5. It's like, okay. But
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah, overall, I think it was great. I think Harry Potter World, or whatever you want to call it, overall, I was more wowed and enjoyed it more.
So you can do Universal in a day? Is that possible?
Yeah, I think 2 days is probably better. But
Yeah.
yes, you could do it in a day.
Yeah. I like, next time I go to Disney, you got to do like a week, like a whole week. And then you have like a day at every park.
I told Chelsea, like, if we decide, like, oh, friend group trip, go to Epcot around the world, we get a drink at and it's literally like you spend all day.
Yeah.
I could see that. But the way we did it, it was impossible.
I would go. Well, dude, there's like dedicated YouTube channels on how to do Disney that I found out when I was there, because I was like,
that's on me. I should have watched it, because that's my personality. I should have done that, and I didn't do my due diligence.
Well, yeah, we were down there, and I'm like, day 1 sucked, and I was like, okay, well, we got to fucking figure shit out, because we were only down there for a couple days.
Well, we didn't even know you have to reserve your spot at your first park.
Yep.
Had no idea.
Yeah, it's fucked.
So like we walked up and we're like, "Let us in, please," and they're like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
And that was it. And like luckily we got in, because the lady was like, "Did you check your email?" And Chelsea's like, "No." So then she scolded us, and we finally got in. But man, I don't know.
Yeah.
That was 2 days, and then for a week we just laid on the beach.
That's cool.
Read books. I'm on my 4th Star Wars book.
Yeah, how's the book journey going?
Fantastic. I don't want to bore everyone with books, but everybody should read this. If you're into Star Wars books are the way to go. Forget about the movies and all that garbage. That's dead at this point.
Dead. On arrival.
Dead on our... Well, yeah. Sure.
Call it.
Yeah, okay.
Dead.
They're dead. They're dead.
Dead.
I think books can save some of them.
6:05.
Of like 20... When did the last movie come out? 2018? I don't know.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Doesn't matter. It's dead.
It's buried. Anyway, Youtini.com, Youtini.
Check for an organ donor card.
Oh my gosh.
Dead.
How many? Well, okay. I mean,
just kidding. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just thinking, like, do you have an organ?
I don't.
Assume that
because I believe in my heart that they will.
They will harvest you.
Okay. Think about it this way, dude. Someone way more important than me needs a kidney or something.
Steve Jobs needs a liver.
Yeah. You don't think I'm on the teetering on the brink of death? They're not going to be like, guys, Jeff Bezos
needs a new heart.
Needs a heart. This guy's a match.
He doesn't need a new heart as in like his heart's bad. He just wants, oh, you have a good heart? Buy it, store it.
Yeah. He might have like 2 hearts.
We're going to get canceled off of...
like a Krogan. I think Krogan's has like 3 hearts.
Yeah.
You have like 3 hearts.
Yeah.
So imagine like if Krogan were like in Kingdom Hearts, that's like fucking crazy.
I'm sure there's a universe where
now you have 3 hearts that you can use with the power of friendship. That's unbelievable.
I don't even know what you're saying right now.
Unbelievable.
I believe you.
The power level would be off the charts. Jeff's listening out there laughing his ass off. Probably.
Okay, good.
He just played Kingdom Hearts 3, which is he hated it. I thought it was like fine.
Is there Star Wars in Kingdom Hearts 3?
No. I wonder when that came out not too long ago. I guess Star Wars definitely had. Yeah, they definitely had Star Wars.
Of course, Kingdom Hearts 3 was probably in development long before they even acquired them.
Yeah, that's true. There was a huge gap, but it was not as good as he'll attest to.
I played the first one. That was it.
But yeah, go check out what killed Jeff.
What killed Jeff?
What killed Jeff? To find out the answer, go to the Twitch. Watch him play games.
Oh man.
I think he's playing GTA 5. And I would like to say that he loves GTA 5. Says it's a masterpiece already. So I know you always give me a hard time. Dude, you give me such a hard time. We're like arguing about best games of all time. And I'm like, GTA 5. And you're like, dude, what? Like, no way.
Not bad doesn't mean best game of all time.
It is one of the best games of all time. Easily.
I respect it.
Is it my favorite game? No.
Yeah, it's the same as like Minecraft. Minecraft's one of the best games of all time, but I don't think it's my favorite.
Yeah, but we weren't talking about what our favorite game was. We were talking about what is the best game of all time.
I thought we were talking about overrated games.
All right. What were you saying? You're talking about books?
I don't know. Read some Star Wars
books. Boy.
No, I'm reading. I have a Star Wars reading list. I don't know if I already mentioned this, but we have a Star Wars reading list. I have a Kindle. I'm going through it. I have all the audiobooks. We're going strong.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
my fourth book out of 45 for tier 1. There's like 500 books or whatever.
Yeah, the way Tyler was describing it is there's different tiers. So it's not chronologically accurate.
They do have a list of that, though. So, again, Youtini, Youtini, Youtini.com. They have, here is our, like, this is the reading list you should do so you don't get, like, burnt out and it, like, skips around timeline-wise. They have a chronological order if that is more your speed. But they have, like, hey, you can only read 5 books of all the Star Wars books. Read these 5.
Do they have, like, a desert island list? Like, you get to pick 3 books?
I would assume that's if you pick, like, they have their top 3 books.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, if you were on a desert island, would one of your books be a Star Wars book?
No.
What would your 3 books be?
On a desert island?
Yeah.
Probably, like, the 3 biggest books ever conceived.
Okay.
Because, like, you're going to need them for
So, like, the
toilet paper,
the dictionary.
Fire. Oh, yeah.
The Webster's dictionary, probably.
Like the Bible.
I would take the Bible.
That would be kind of rough, though, is if you're just burning pages of the Bible. Or using
I wouldn't burn the
paper.
Bible. I would use the Bible to study it.
Evangelize.
And try to... Yeah.
Evangelize the animals on the island.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, giraffe. I don't know. Are there giraffes on the island?
Yeah. Of course, it's Giraffe Island.
Yeah.
Obviously.
You could probably learn
that was a silly question.
Yeah. You could learn to communicate with the giraffes, but I feel like the way that they fight, you're just done.
With the necks?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I feel like a giraffe's neck is 1 tier lower than, like, a lightsaber.
Yeah, lightsabers are weird, man.
What do you mean?
Like, not to keep going back to books, the book I'm reading now, there's, like, this whole thing of, like, the big mystery right now is these people have personalized shields that make lightsabers bounce off them. So, like, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan just almost got murdered by these, like, Black Op units.
Have you read the one book about, like, the invaders that come in? These aliens are, like, immune to the Force?
Yes. Well, that's part of Thrawn. I think that Thrawn has one of them. That he, like, his, like, sidekick or whatever is immune to the Force. I could be wrong there, but...
I forget what it's called, but the research department, I think that's his favorite series or something.
Like the Young Jedi ones? Like
I don't know. All I know is about the invasion.
Yeah.
Aspect.
The Yerks with the...
They're like the
Animorphs.
Uzon Bong or something like that. Somewhere in that ballpark. That's definitely not the name of them, but
sounds right. The Uzon Bongs.
Uzon Bongs.
It sounds very familiar. I think there was something along those lines of, like, the young, like, whenever Luke was, like, making his temples and things like that. But
yeah.
Dude, I was so out of it, and then reading these, like, I'm right back into Star Wars. Like, I'm super Star Wars fanboy right now.
Yeah. I was telling you last night at dinner that you're like the manga guy now.
Yeah, but see, I disagree with that.
I don't think
I'm not gonna tell people, oh yeah, this movie sucks. You should read the book instead.
You
literally
just said that.
You
just said dead. Movies are dead.
Yeah, well, here, look.
Everyone should read the book. Here's the list. That's what you just said.
But the movies that are dead, I have yet to read a book that is, like, that's one of the biggest things. And actually, a book just came out that kind of is leading up to the sequels.
Yeah,
they haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
So, like, for me,
can the books fix the sequels?
That's the question.
I don't think
right?
So. No,
I don't think
dead.
so either.
Dead.
but what I'm saying is, like, if you liked episode 3, friend, and I know we were talking about episode 3 last
best
night.
episode of all time.
Yeah, okay.
Bar none.
But if you read the novelization, so actually in the top 5 Star Wars books of all time, the novelization of episode 3 is number 2.
Dude, it's like I got all that from the movie because I can read between the lines.
I disagree, though, man.
Someone with a smaller brain like you, and it's okay. That's fine. You're better at other things like drawing
and keyboards
and putting keyboards together. But, for us intellectuals,
yeah.
we really can understand
all the
thematics,
the background,
the emotions.
I'm just saying the way those are written, they're very, very good.
You know what I was thinking about today? So I think that books, like I was wondering like why books have usually like better storytelling than like movies and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you agree with that? Like, overall, I don't know. Because like when I was talking about like with the mangas and shit in the anime world, it's like the mangas are always better because it's like the source material. You know what I mean? So maybe like it's like a direct. It's obviously what the intended thing was, I guess, right? But like I don't know, you like extend it.
I mean, a book is 11 hours, right?
Right. Yeah,
it's
sure.
Roughly, I think the one like the episode 3 I read was maybe like I don't know, like 8 or something like that.
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe 6 if you're reading it without the audiobook. Like I would say you have like let's say 11 hours to just be in your imagination and reread stuff. Like if you miss something in a movie, you missed it, right? Like that's it. But in a book, you might read the same line a couple times, or you might kind of like, wait, I don't quite get it, and you it's almost like rewinding and playing it back and stuff.
You want my theory on this?
Yeah,
I think that the written word has been around so much longer than like, although I don't know, acting's been around for a long time too, right? Performances, but the written word's been around for so long. I feel like we've honed that craft more than something like a movie.
Probably, but then like books also give you the insight of like what a character is thinking or feeling, or like that's really why the novelization is better, just because it's like this is everything. Like in this 15-second fight with like Count Dooku, this is everything Dooku's thinking and going through his mind.
Yeah, but
here's everything that Anakin and Obi-Wan are thinking and feeling, and it's just like this. It's this background information that is absolutely missing from the movies, to the point of like the author of this book went and talked to George Lucas and was like, hey, here are some things I want to tweak. This is what I think Anakin is feeling right now. This is what I want to drive him. And he got like special permission to be like, okay, this is canon.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that in a movie or in like a performance, like a visual performance, you know, great acting, maybe there's no words to describe that, you know, just pure emotion or whatever, right?
Possibly, but you're saying great acting and talking about a Star Wars movie, I feel like you start to lose.
No, I'm talking about any movie.
I mean?
I'm talking about like, think about The Departed.
Sure.
Like some of those fucking scenes, man, it's like what who like when Matt Damon opens the elevator and the dude next to him who just saved him gets his head blown off.
Yeah.
What, like, how do you write that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there are situations in which, you know, some people have mastered both, like Tarantino. His scripts are, you could literally read them like a novel. They're that good.
I think the movie side of things, like you get that instant gratification, that shock factor, and that sort of thing. And books, maybe not so much. Or if you try to shock somebody in a book, people might are like, did I miss something? What? And then like it might not be the same payoff. So I think they're just good for two different things.
Well, the exposition you can get in a book is so much more, like you said, like Tolkien, for example, which might be too much exposition, but like, I mean, you know everything. Like it is so deliberate. Like that world seems so fleshed out. Whereas like the movies are fantastic, but it's more of, I don't know, like just the epicness of seeing it and I mean the core story's there, right? But you really don't get that.
But that's also kind of what I was struggling with is as I'm reading episode 3, it's like, well, I literally just watched the movie. So like that's all fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
But it's like as I'm reading these scenes, everything that was in the movie, I'm just picturing the movie.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to struggle with like, is it a benefit or a detriment that I am just picturing the movie versus going into my imagination on what this is? So I kind of came to the realization on this one that I'm like, no, it's helpful because I don't have to try to imagine the surroundings. I already have that locked down. Now I can really focus on like what they're feeling and thinking and speaking and stuff. Because like the dialogue is night and day better in the book. That's just a thing.
Yes, I think that's definitely the better way to do it because when you read the book first and then something comes out like a TV show or movie, then your expectations are totally different, right?
Or it's like, wait, where did this part go?
Yeah.
They completely chopped this out.
Yeah. So that's the worst.
Yeah.
But other way around, I'm sure is helpful or
it was
not
great.
as insulting.
That's the only one. So I read Lost Stars, which is phenomenal. I read the novelization of episode 3. I read Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is technically Legends. That is not canon. And then I am currently reading Master and Apprentice, which is the Qui-Gon Obi-Wan story.
It's good stuff.
Then I do there's a Princess Leia one that I'm reading, and then I'm going into Darth Bane, which apparently is very good. There's a trilogy of those
Bane.
books.
I don't know who that is.
That's the Sith, like predating like Star Wars. I think it's New Republic era, or Old Republic.
Old
era.
Republic.
Yeah.
I love that era. It's where the MMO's based in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Like, I keep going back and forth because because Darth Bane, that's a 3-book dedication.
So these books big?
They're like 500, 600 pages.
Wow, dude, you're
That's
cooking.
small. Oh, okay. I was like, I have no concept if that's
huge, right?
okay.
Am I crazy? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about like Curious George is like 40 pages. That's a tough read.
Yeah, these are like 7-8 hours a piece. Yeah.
Wow, you're just grinding.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm glad you're passionate about.
But I think I
something.
might swap to Harry Potter before going into Darth Bane. We'll
Harry
see.
Potter. I mean, those books are huge, but it's a very easy read.
Yeah, these aren't hard by any stretch. Like I think even Lost Stars is classified as young adult because they're kids growing up, and you kind of go throughout their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just real good. Claudia Gray is the author of the two of the 4 that I was reading, and she's very talented.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
anyway,
best.
that's
She's the
books.
best.
I'm a book nerd now.
You're a bookworm,
Yeah.
and I'm a weeb, and now we're just fucking here, I guess.
Yeah, sure. What's going on? What else are we going to talk about?
We got polls.
It's my life. We can do
polls
we can
for
do some
days.
polls.
It's been a while, so we have a lot stacked up. First one I want to talk about here, which infuriated me to no end, is Darth Vader versus Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
You morons. Fucking not even a single vote for Hal Jordan. You out of your fucking mind? Just Google him. Just Google his powers, man.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Look, I get Darth Vader strong. I get he's OP.
You get that Obi-Wan Kenobi just came out on Disney Plus, and everyone's on the Darth Vader train.
It's such recency bias. Like, dude, I know Green Lantern's movies suck, but you can't hold that against the character, man. That's just brutal.
Tell us why Green Lantern is better than Darth Vader.
Yeah, I did pull up his powers. So Green Lantern obviously has the ring. I was actually telling Tyler before this. I didn't know this. Green Lantern's weak to the Speed Force, which is pretty interesting. So if you're ever wondering if Flash could beat Green Lantern, the answer is yes.
But is that like a definite Flash just automatically wins, or is it in certain situations Flash could win?
It just says the Speed Force energy can disrupt his ring functions. So I'm going to assume, like, I don't know.
All right.
Whatever. Apparently, like on TikTok, when people argue about comic books, everyone thinks the Flash is the most busted OP character. Like Flash can beat Superman easy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Flash people. I don't see that. I think Superman's got to be the most broken, right?
Yeah, he's literally called Superman.
I don't know, dude. Like that's
Flash has one thing. Superman has a bunch.
Yeah, well, it depends like what comics. This is the thing I hate about comics too, and I talked about this before. There's like so many different versions of things.
Sure.
Like can't keep track of anything. There's no continuity at all. So you have to like figure out who the author is and
I guess you just
what
get
Earth
Flash
it is.
Kryptonite and you're fine and it's done.
Yeah, but where's Flash gonna get kryptonite? Well, I guess he could travel the world, right?
Yeah.
And then
sure you find it.
get kryptonite. So I thought I had his powers pulled up. I definitely don't. So that sucks.
So we're saying Vader got 100% of the votes.
Yeah, he literally got 100% of the votes, which is so dumb.
He's
even if he
crazy,
wins,
man. But
even if he wins, like whatever, but not a single vote. Like you're telling me Darth Vader just stomps Green Lantern, like it's not even a competition.
I know they're doing some work trying to make Vader.
I was very
cooler.
disappointed in the research department. He's supposed to be a big DC guy. Apparently,
Yeah, just to
can't
as a Darth Vader.
take out the Star Wars bias in him. So that's That's ridiculous.
I think Vader is like the most like inconsistently cool character, where it's just like, okay, yeah, he's badass in this scene, and then you see him fight Sir Alec Guinness, and then he's badass in a different scene, and then he's like getting beat by his son, who's like just swinging a lightsaber like crazy.
Yeah,
he's like, you know, killing the Emperor, but not. I don't know. It's a little confusing. Not confusing, but just kind of like all over the place.
So anyways, I'm reading through some of his abilities. I found a list before. It was like crazy shit. Like he can travel through black holes and garbage. It's just like such comic book shit. But apparently on here, it's so funny. It's like hand-to-hand combat, advanced. Whoa, hey, look at that.
Oh, he's
No, but apparently his ring has molecular acceleration. Hal's ring can change and alter the atoms of anyone or anything.
Uh-huh.
Well, GG, right? I mean, what?
I think.
What does that even mean?
I think the one thing we talked about was, can he hang on to the ring? Can Vader get the ring off of him?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I will say this. His ring is an encyclopedia. So it has all of the galactic database or the universal database or whatever. So you can anything that the I forget what the masters of the ring are called, but whatever. Anything that they know, like the combined knowledge the ring has. So
you're arguing the fact that he would have to know about the Force if the Force
I think,
was
like if we're saying, you know, it's the same universe, right?
Yeah, you got to.
They're in the same universe.
Meld them together.
That information's out there. It's well documented.
Yeah,
the Sith powers, everything like that. So I think that Hal's going to know about him more than he knows about Hal, potentially. Although I would say that the Green Lantern Corps is probably pretty well known.
Probably.
But I don't know. That's ridiculous. Hal doesn't get swept. That's fucking stupid. Whatever. Our next poll.
People have spoken. I don't know what to tell you. I'm
the
sorry.
people have spoken, which is stupid, but I can't wait
now
to
you know how I feel half the time.
Yeah, true. Isn't Eggo waffle the best waffle? No.
Hit me. Oh, no, really?
56 to 44%. Way closer than has any.
Okay.
How the fuck did 44% of you say yes? You literally can pick any waffle. Okay.
Yeah.
And upon further review, I think not everyone understood the question, which is what I love. I'm not going to go into detail on these questions. You're going to interpret it how you interpret it. I think that's part of the game. But no, it's literally Eggo waffle. You buy at a freezer section in the fucking grocery store versus any waffle, gourmet waffle, your favorite diner's waffle.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic, warm, literally made by hand waffle, right? No. 44% of you think the Eggo waffle is better.
Chelsea and I went to St. Armand Square in Sarasota. We just went out to eat every lunch and dinner and like went to all these great places.
Yeah.
We went to a waffle place.
Yeah.
And got waffle bites. So essentially they just made a waffle with like, it's from, I don't think it's, is it Dutch batter or something?
I don't know.
They did something. I don't know. Like whatever. It's like Dutch or German or something. Yeah. But they were like, okay, this is your waffle here. And they were very good.
Yeah.
And we ate them. And it was very sweet and everything. And like powdered sugar, some cinnamon. Chelsea got one with banana and strawberries and everything else on it.
I hate where this is going.
I'm just saying.
Yep.
You know where we know where this is going.
I know where it's going, and I hate it.
It's delicious. It's very good. At the end of the day.
Yep.
I just give me an Eggo waffle and it's toaster. That's
so
all I want.
Dumb. It's the dumbest thing ever in my life.
Well,
you're not being serious when you say that.
I swear
That's
to
like
God,
me
man.
saying,
I can't.
Dude, look, I understand Vinny's is good. They make a good pie, man. Like that, you got the grease. It's good. It's fresh.
Keep going, because I'm with you so far.
But the Tostino's pizza rolls, man. There's something about out of the microwave. Love it. Burn it in your mouth.
Hold on.
Dude, it's the same shit.
I would never microwave a
Tostino's,
Tostino's,
or whatever,
or
in
an
the
Eggo
oven.
at that point.
In the oven, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you with me?
I'm with you.
Better than any piece of pizza?
Piece of pizza, no. But that's apples and oranges.
No, it's not. It's literally the same thing. They're
roll
frozen.
is not. No.
They're frozen. They're frozen, transportable pizzas.
A pizza? No.
Absolutely.
No, if you're gonna say, you would have to give me like you have to at least give me like a DiGiorno.
Give me
DiGiornos. Okay,
sure.
I think there's a conversation there.
You're
because the last 3 times we went to Vinny's has not been
not
been
Vinny's. That's
great.
just the first thing I can think of.
I get what you're saying,
but we're moving on. That's ridiculous. All right, who would you rather hang out with? So shout out to our top 5 fictional dogs. We did that episode.
Yeah.
We took the top 4 because Twitter doesn't give us more options than that. But I don't know why I thought of this one. It was like a random thought. But I feel like these are all cool cats to hang out with. Pun intended.
Yeah.
Little backwards pun. So we got Clifford the Big Red Dog, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Scooby-Doo, and Snoopy. Scooby-Doo wins by landslide, 71%.
Good.
Snoopy last place. Rest in peace.
Did he get a vote?
He did on the research department's poll.
Okay,
I don't have that
something.
information.
Right.
But on this, I'm just staring at a 0%. Very sad.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Put out a little gif of Snoopy dancing with sunglasses. I think he's cool. There's questions about the legitimacy of his coolness. I think that speaks for itself, honestly. If we're going to be truthful here. But whatever. It hurts.
Some people were very against Scooby-Doo. Like, it
talks
of, like, murder.
We did get some Scooby-Doo death threats, which was quite wild.
Scooby-Doo can literally talk to you.
Well, Courage does have, and I think this individual was defending Courage.
Okay.
To the bone.
Yeah.
But I think Courage is cool.
Courage is cool, but, like, I already am.
And I think he can talk
person.
a little bit, right? He
I
can
think
get
he's like,
something out.
Like, I don't think he actually talks though.
No, he said something. He's put a word out there before, I'm sure.
Look,
doesn't he talk to the aliens? Or am I crazy?
Don't think.
I think he talks to the aliens and shit, and the zombies. He talks to them, and then he doesn't talk to his own.
I don't know.
I think he does.
It's been a while.
I want to kind of look this up.
All right. Well, regardless, if he doesn't talk to humans, like Scooby-Doo at least talks English.
Well, kind of.
With an R.
With an R,
okay, he has an R in front of everything. That's just
not
a speech
really
impediment.
English.
It's not.
Well,
it's a speech impediment.
Speech impediment.
It's the same thing as a lisp. You're just putting an R in front of everything.
That's fair. But yeah, Scooby-Doo is.
I saw Scooby-Doo at Universal. Sent a picture.
Oh yeah. You did. Him and Shaggy.
Yeah,
that was a good picture. He's on 2 legs, kind of strange,
a little weird,
but a little jarring. I think Clifford would be fun to hang out with.
Clifford would be intimidating.
Yeah, but he's so nice.
He is, but what do you do with him? Like, you can't. Like,
you literally get on his back, and now you're 3 stories in the air, and you can see everything.
Heights, though.
Well, that's because you're a baby.
Okay. Well, Scooby-Doo, you just hang out and go solve mysteries. Courage,
I'll tell you what. You think anyone's
going
to mess with you when you're walking Clifford the Big Red Dog? You're out of your fucking mind. I don't think you can walk
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
He walks with you.
But, like, he's going to be, like, knocking over power lines and stuff.
No, he's very...
Do you know how much damage you're going to be on the hook for?
I think he's extremely self-aware because he lived in a beachside town. So he lived, like, near the beach. So, like, not much room there.
You're saying he's a kaiju?
What?
Kaiju?
What's kaiju?
Like a big monster? Ocean monster?
He's not no. He's not a monster.
Is that how he came out?
He's a big red dog.
I get that.
It's in the name.
But, like...
It's in the title.
But was he a monster that, like, washed up on shore and then just kept growing?
I am a little rusty on my Clifford the Big Red Dog lore, but I feel like it had something to do with... You know what? I actually have
Chemical
no idea.
X?
I was thinking in laboratory at first, but I don't think...
He just kept growing.
I think it's literally like this guy just didn't stop growing, which is pretty Chad. That's pretty Chad
cool.
move. Yeah, it is cool. But yeah, he's got his doghouse, which is like a fucking skyscraper, by the way. And he just chills. He stays in there, doesn't cause anyone problems. But if push came to shove, like you want a dog to protect your house, what if your dog is bigger than your house? Who's going to mess with you? You think anyone's ever going to rob you, ever? No.
Probably not, but I just feel like that's just a sad existence for the dog. You just hang out.
He's a very happy dog.
I guess he's always
very
smiling.
Happy. Yeah.
So here's a question.
Yeah.
Do you think there's more media surrounding Scooby-Doo or Snoopy?
Scooby-Doo.
You think? Including all of the Sunday comics and things like that?
Oh, true. Yeah, because Snoopy was weekly. Probably still is weekly, right?
I'd say daily, right?
Daily?
Isn't the Peanuts in the daily? And
Yeah, but you gotta
like
think,
black and white.
is Snoopy in every single strip? Probably not. Probably like 50% rate.
I would say higher than that, but maybe
72?
I could be right. I have no idea.
Like a nice
exactly
72 ball?
72.5%.
0.3.
0.3. Yeah.
0.3.
I was giving a little 2 extra tenths of a
I mean, let's not be fucking
benefit.
ridiculous,
Yeah,
Tyler.
okay.
I mean, come on.
I'm sorry, I take it back.
No, I think Snoopy's the best, and there's no argument, but apparently everyone thinks
Hey,
Scooby-Doo.
all right.
I mean, let's be honest. Scooby-Doo is probably the best fictional dog.
So you're 0 for 2 on.
I am 0 for 2. I'm not going to yell at the
loving the
audience for this
audience.
one. Like,
Okay.
I think no, I'm not yelling at the audience for the last two. Ridiculous, ridiculous. This one understandable, but
Okay.
I mean, not one person out there like Snoopy. Come on, man, ridiculous.
Well, at least one person.
Well, me, but I didn't vote.
Oh, there's one other vote.
All right, best soundtrack
Yeah.
between Harry Potter, Indiana Jones, Lord of the Rings, and Star Wars.
So can I give you some background on this one?
No.
Okay.
So the winner. No, go ahead.
We're standing in the line under the Endor treetops at Disney, and we're standing in line. It's like a 60-minute wait, and you're just hearing like Star Wars themes and like just everything playing. And I lean over to Chelsea and I'm like, look, I think Star Wars has a better soundtrack than Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And Chelsea was just instant no. And like here I am standing with like goosebumps and everything, just like, no, it's pretty good. And
You were
she
in
just
Star
denied.
Wars land or Harry Potter?
We were in
world?
Star Wars land.
Yeah,
We were
yeah.
going on the Star Cruise or whatever.
Star Tours.
Which was not bad. It was okay.
I have the park memorized.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
No, that one is good.
Yeah.
And the line's always like really short for that.
Yeah, it
because
wasn't
that's
too
the
bad.
old Star Wars park. Like
Yeah.
the little section.
Yep.
Not the new
It was good.
Edge of the Galaxy.
But like I'm just listening to all these songs. I'm just like, they're pretty good.
You know what I thought in just your rambling about Disney is I think the reason that they made the whole park the new Star Wars is because it's an effort to make people like the new shit.
100%.
Right?
It has to, I mean, you have to. You can't look backwards. You have to look
You
forwards.
have to look backwards, dude. Imagine being in Mos Eisley's. Mos Eisley?
Mos Eisley?
Mos Eisley? That'd be so much cooler, right?
It'd be cooler for us.
Cantina Band?
It'd be cooler for us.
No,
but that's from 70s.
No.
You're going to go back to 1970?
I wasn't born in 1970, and I think it was cooler.
Well, sure, but that's still your Star Wars. This is a new generation.
No, my Star Wars would be prequels. For being honest,
But that's not what you like, though, right?
I love pod racing.
Oh, okay.
Why is there not a pod racing ride? Like, what
There
are
should
we
be.
doing?
I don't know.
What are we doing?
I don't
That literally
know.
writes itself.
Yes.
Literally.
And it's way smaller than freaking Kylo Ren's ship. You could have just a pod racer just hanging out.
Yeah.
Just make it solid and sit in the cockpit and take a picture.
Rise of the Resistance, every ride, I think there's a couple in the United States, $1 billion
To make.
Jeez. 1 point something billion.
You could probably make a good Star Wars for that.
Woo! No, you can't. I don't think so.
Maybe
Dude,
not. I
imagine
don't know.
like episode 4 costs nothing to make.
Yeah. So I'm watching the ILM docu-series that just came out on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Fun fact, did you know some of the asteroids in Empire Strikes Back were potatoes?
I didn't know that.
It was a joke. They went out and found some asteroidy looking potatoes
It's fantastic.
and substituted them out to see if anyone would notice.
I truly believe good movies will always hold up. So like Empire Strike Back, despite the effects not being as good as today, will still always be like the better movie. You know what I mean?
I still wonder.
Like then episode 7 or something.
I wonder if they go back and redo
Nah.
all effects.
Nah. All effects?
Yeah.
They should. They really should.
They
They could. They could. Like I always go back to this, but like the fight between Vader and Obi-Wan in episode 4, how like just fucking team on YouTube did that.
Yeah.
Like imagine they have like an actual budget.
Imagine
and you
all
can
the
make it look
dogfighting
good.
and every like
Yeah, you can make it look
everything.
good. So
Yeah.
you can like splice that's what like George Lucas went back and fucking added in like a CGI tortoise or
They
something.
added in Jabba the Hutt. Like,
Yeah,
it's like, oh, hey,
so
he's here.
dumb. Like that's stupid.
Right.
But what you're saying is that's what.
Well,
needs
what
to be
I'm
added,
saying,
right?
and I'm of two minds because on one hand, like all the walkers,
Han
were
Solo shot first
stop
as well.
motion,
By the way,
like right, which he does in the Han Solo movie.
Worst move I've ever seen.
Yeah,
probably the worst move I've ever seen.
I get why they did it, but you're right.
Why? No,
because you have to make them a little bit more likable.
No.
As a kid, I'm just saying, as a kid's movie, I get anyway.
No. I think this is actually a big point. I think people underestimate what children understand or like what they can like
especially nowadays.
Absolutely, like everything's so watered down. Maybe not even nowadays. Like maybe.
No, I'm saying nowadays kids are way more like of the like. They
I don't know. I
they
just
pick
think
it
they
up.
were always like. I think kids can grasp like complex topics. I think maybe not as well as adults, but like you have an anti-hero like Han Solo, like you don't have to make him like the good guy. I think there's something to be said about like
but then you have like parents like mine where it'd be like, oh, I think Han Solo is the coolest, and it's like, yeah, but Han Solo's a bad guy, like, you know, and they don't want you acting like this renegade rebel guy out for himself type of thing. I don't know. Anyway, what I'm saying is, on one hand, I don't want them to take away all of the like the stop motion because that meticulousness and the way they did it was incredible. Like the models that they did, like they were talking, and this is kind of disgusting, but they were talking about how they to do the tauntauns, right? Mm-hmm. They went out and shopped for skins, like goat skins. So it's like butchers and taxidermists and stuff like that, and you have to get the skin and you have to paint it with this like water solvent glue, right? Then put it in a bucket of maggots where the maggots eat all of the like the skin part and the glue holds all the fur together. Then you wash it off and now you have this like fur that you can put on models and stuff. It's like you go from that and that type of stuff to like everything's CGI. It's all fine.
Yeah, it's
so
a
like
lost
I don't
art.
want to lose that, right?
Form,
like you don't want to lose that bit,
right?
But at the same time, how cool would it be to see like a living, breathing, like photo real, animated, like not stop motion because it is pretty janky. So like the walkers moving like as walkers would. Like I think that would be cool to see.
Maybe they have some sort of program to smooth that out, add more frames to it. There's like AI that like
they can do all that,
adds frames to things.
Yep.
And like I was actually watching, it was really cool. So like anime is like usually in like 20 something frames or something.
24
like
standard. 24. I'm sure I think anime is a little less.
And then they have these AI programs that put it in 60.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's better, but it looks really cool. It's very interesting where it kind of fills in the gaps. And then there was like a video talking about how they did that, which I didn't know. It was like way over.
That's what they did with the Dragon Ball Z video game where everything's technically 3D, but they were showing like how to make it look 2D. But that's the kind of stuff. It's ingenious, like what they did for it. And it's like, here's this entire room with like all these cameras where they're taking like 12 different types of film and smashing them together and doing this stuff. Now you go, it's just like everything's CGI. And it is this like lost art type of thing that I don't know, man. Like on one hand, I would love to see them refresh it all, but I would hate for the other stuff to just be lost to history. That is not fair to those people. So I'd rather just not touch it. Like rather than not touch it.
I think anything can be done well, like with the right people, obviously, and right motivations. Like you can do it. Like I don't know. The one thing I go back to all the time, and we're going to talk about a pool eventually, but like
sure.
The one thing I go back to all the time is God of War. Like it had no right being a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Probably even better than the originals, right?
Yep.
I mean, we're talking about a franchise that huge gap in between and like rebooted out of nowhere. Like the original story was done, right?
Yep.
No reason, no business, but you have people who honor the story, talented. They have a vision in mind for where this can go. Like there's a purpose to it.
Yep.
And you see what happens. It's like
Uncharted
might be the greatest video game ever made. Like it's in the conversation.
Yeah.
It has no business being like I could imagine a world in which that game was just like such a cash grab, horrible hack and slash.
Yep.
Looks like the old games on PS2, right? Like
I remember saying
could
that
it happen?
I was like, I don't like the perspective. This is not God of War. What are they doing?
Yeah.
and then it's like
after that came out, I'm like, okay,
time.
so like it really just depends on who's in charge.
Yep.
Motivation, respect to the original. Like I feel the same way about like the Final Fantasy VII remake. Like, and I know people have different opinions on this. I think overall it's hard to say that game's bad. I think it's a solid game. Like, even if you're like the biggest fan of the original.
Yeah.
But to me, there's such intention.
Yeah.
About the original, like, you know, keeping the original and then making their own. Unique.
Well, there's a reason why anything with like Dave Filoni's name on the title credits for like anything from like Rebels to the Mandalorian or whatever. It's
exactly.
Like, oh, this guy lives and breathes Star Wars. He gets it.
Yeah.
He loves it. And he's aligned with my quote unquote Star Wars.
Yep.
So like you go from that to just, we'll get this director in and this, and then we'll change it up and then we'll change it again. It's like, just bring him in at that point.
Yeah,
why is he
exactly
just stuck on TV when
like,
he gets
it's like they're like individuals who like The Witcher with what's his face?
Henry Cavill.
Like you can see the passion. He understands.
Yep.
He played the games. He read the books. You know what I mean? Like it's just there's just no, you can't artificially make that, I guess. I don't know what my point is in all this, but like
I think that regardless of what people think, and the reason why I was saying Uncharted 4 is it's like you had 3 Uncharted games, you don't need a 4th one,
right?
And they were just like, no, we have something to tell.
Yeah.
It's not just we want to make money. It's we have an idea, we want to put it out. Like and they did that might be the best one.
Yeah, the thing is like, is there a story to tell? And what always impresses me in those situations like in Uncharted 4 is like you have to get really creative at that point because the story is like wrapped up nicely.
Yep.
Right.
And on that one, it was weird because they just grounded it at that point. They were just like, okay, we don't need supernatural stuff in this one. I don't know. And it's like, all right.
So strange. I think there's always a way. Like with those kind of projects, I think that's the point. Like. So, in conclusion, I believe they can go back, retouch Star Wars. You have the right people. You have the right intentions and purpose in it. I think it could be a masterpiece. But I think it's difficult. Like, you take on some projects, and the percentage of success becomes lower and lower, right? Like rebooting God of War. Like, the percentage that was going to be a masterpiece was pretty low, I would say, right? If you just had to, like, factor in all of the variables that go into that. Like,
I think you
need more things to line up, right?
Yeah,
this one's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
but again, like some like Spyro, even like the first game in particular, like what a perfect blend of this is the original, and we just added enough just to give you that extra like, oh wow, this is so cool. Every dragon has new life.
Yeah, just touch it up and put it out.
That's like what more can you ask for?
Yeah,
right. It's like perfect remake,
remaster. I will be interested to see where they go whenever the dust settles on the sequels. Do they continue the story? Do they go with Rey and Finn and all those people? Because they put so much money behind it, it's like I don't blame them.
There was rumors for a while that they were going to reboot it.
Right, yeah, right. That's what I mean.
I mean, that's wild. Anyways, getting back to the polls.
Back to the.
So you said Star Wars is better than Harry Potter.
No, I said Harry Potter. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, for music.
For music.
Yes.
For the soundtrack.
Yes.
Which is a big part of these movies as well.
Yeah.
Now I added Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Lord of the Rings is pretty good.
Lord of the Rings is very good.
Then I asked the research department for a fourth. He gave me a lot. I think he said Blade Runner. I was like, I think Blade Runner has a great soundtrack, but I was kind of in the mindset of like, okay, it has to be like a big franchise.
It has to be recognizable. Like somebody needs to hum it.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hum Blade Runner. True. We settled on Indiana Jones.
It's a good one. That one song.
Yeah.
Like his one theme. Sure.
Yeah. It's a good soundtrack, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's John Williams,
So Kevin had some thoughts on Lord of the Rings. And we kind of went back and forth. And I said, like, look, Lord of the Rings gives me chills. And he's like, it makes it better. I would say if you take the main theme from each of these,
Yeah.
I'm with you on Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
However, the more I thought about it, and I know I'm on a big Star Wars high, so recency bias, whatever you want to talk about.
Absolutely.
But the more I thought about it,
your opinion just doesn't count.
no, but listen, like, hold on. But the more I thought about it, it's like, it's not, oh, Star Wars has a couple bangers. It's like, no, most tracks in Star Wars I could play, or hum or sing or like whatever. Because like, yeah, you have your Duel of the Fates and your main theme and your Imperial March, but like, you have the Cantina Band, you have Luke and Leia, you have like it's there's a lot there that are instantly recognizable, that are distinct. Where, oh, this person is on screen, you play their theme, and Lord of the Rings doesn't do that. So it just feels that it's like it's so tied to those different people that I think just adds something.
Yeah, no, I think it's more recognizable for sure.
Yeah. Again, like if you take the main Star Wars theme and put up against the main Lord of the Rings theme, I would go Lord of the Rings. But if you take the whole work, really like Star Wars.
I think it's close. I don't think there's a definitive correct answer here. Like, I respect either one of those. Both are better than Harry Potter, by the way. So
and Indiana Jones.
And Indiana Jones, yeah, for sure. But to me, I think the music in Lord of the Rings is just better, just as
it's fuller.
I just think it's a better composition than Star Wars. I think Star Wars is more iconic and probably does more for the movie itself, like you're saying, like character themes and the connection between the music and the film itself definitely probably has more.
But I think the Lord of the Rings complements the movie as it's going better. And I know this is me being hypocritical. I'm just saying I get a smile on my face when I listen to Star Wars music outside of the movie.
Yeah.
But when you're watching, like when you're doing a Lord of the Rings marathon and stuff, the music is very, like, it complements very well. So like if we had to pick one and everyone was like, we want a Lord of the Rings, like, sure, give it Lord of the Rings. I don't care. I just think Star Wars, the songs themselves are they're fun. And I like them.
Yeah. Well, Star Wars won.
You're the music guy. Oh, did it?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, okay.
That being said,
wow.
Yeah, 50% Star Wars, 33 Lord of the Rings, and 17 Indiana Jones.
Oh, so 0 Harry Potter.
Zero
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
All right. No, that's fine. Harry Potter is not.
I think it's good. I think it's definitely a good soundtrack. I think it's up there.
It's a cool theme.
Yeah. Very good theme. I think it's a fantastic theme, actually, because like you really get the sense of Harry Potter. Like, it really brings you into that world, I think.
It's like this mysterious,
I think the timbre of it really suits that world, and thematically it's pretty on the spot.
Yeah. That's part of it, right? Is like, is the music doing what it needs to do for the subject matter or whatever?
Yeah, it feels magical, mysterious, and dark.
Yeah, so it's like A+. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, but it's not Star Wars.
Who did Harry Potter?
Wasn't it Williams?
Was it?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, good for him.
All 4 of these are John Williams. I think.
I didn't think Harry Potter was John Williams, but
I'm almost positive. Unless I'm crazy.
That seems more of like a Hans Zimmer.
It wasn't Hans Zimmer.
I'm just saying that's
Hans Zimmer is good though.
Hans Zimmerman? Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer. Yeah.
Batman.
I'm just looking this up.
Dude, John Williams, like, is he the best composer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, movie composer?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, John Williams.
All right.
Best composer of all time? No. Because he stole half his shit from like the actual best composers of all time.
Whatever. Don't see their name in the credits of movies.
He should be, because there are some pretty. There's one soundtrack he has that is literally just ripped. Same key, same everything. It's like, okay, you weren't even trying.
The only thing that made me mad,
I think it was from like Rite of Spring or something.
For what movie?
I can't remember. It's. I don't think it's one of them. Like really well-known ones, but
who did the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack?
I don't know.
Whoever did it ripped themselves off because it sounds identical to Gladiator. And I was watching Gladiator, and I'm like, this is Jack Sparrow. And I was like angry to the point of like, whoever did Pirates of the Caribbean ripped this off, because I'm pretty sure Gladiator came out first.
Yeah.
It's just the same guy. I'm like, oh, okay. Good for you. You doubled your money.
So what's the one Revolutionary War movie with Mel Gibson?
Independence Day.
No.
Okay.
It's you know what I'm talking about.
I know what
right?
you're talking about, yeah.
Fuck, what's it called?
Patriot? Patriot, yeah.
Yeah. So Patriot, I was listening to it and I was like, this is fucking prequel music. It's like the xylophones and everything, you know what I'm saying? Like the battle music.
Sure.
And I looked it up, John Williams.
Okay. It's like,
but this was before the prequels, so I was like, it was cool seeing like where his head was at. Mm-hmm. When he was doing the music for this movie, and it's like prequels.
As long as
composers
are ripping off themselves, then sure.
Well, they have
paid.
it's really cool to see like where.
I would love to know if they have to deal with like going into like the big Suits meetings, and they're just like, I really want something. Do you know? Remember Gladiator? Can you do something like this? And then
I think if you're John Williams, no.
He just writes his own thing,
Absolutely.
like his own check, and be like, take it or leave it. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have the rep. Yeah, but maybe it's like your first one. Maybe
Indiana Jones 5 is his last one. Apparently, that's what he said.
Ever? He's just
that's
retiring.
what he said. He said if Harrison Ford can do one more, I can do one more.
Wow.
So then, of course, that story turns into, wait a minute, Harrison Ford has never come back for another movie. Like it's freaking out, but.
Dude, Tarantino is on his last film.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I think he's my favorite director. He's so unbelievable.
Yeah, I could get behind that.
I have like 4 or 5 of his movies in my top 10.
Yeah.
I just think like the way he directs movies is so unique, and the way he does dialogue is like just so special.
Yeah.
I've never been like, this is totally off topic, whatever. I've never been as like glued to the screen about just like a bunch of schmucks sitting around a coffee table just talking about bullshit that has nothing to do with the movie. Like in Reservoir Dogs, when they're in the diner and they're just talking about life or whatever, and just making jokes and ripping on each other, just guys hanging out. Like captivated.
And it's just long enough for you to forget what you're even watching, because you're suddenly captivated into that story. And then they flip it and rob the diner. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Cool. Yeah.
I just like about nothing. Mm-hmm. And then it's like really important thing, like the beginning of Inglourious Bastards.
Yep.
Where it's like really like that's serious. Like so tense. Like you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. Like,
but you can also like watch it, because like the other direct, like I was like, oh, Christopher Nolan, but you really have to want to watch a Nolan film, and you have to be in that mindset.
Yeah,
obviously Batman aside, where it's like maybe
you gotta be
maybe not. Yeah, like I'm less inclined for that versus something like like Tarantino. It's like we go watch.
Like
that.
if you're just like flipping through the channels, which I don't think people do anymore because everything's streaming. But if you're just that's when you know we're getting old.
Yeah,
when we use like terminology like that, and then our kids are gonna be like, "What does that even mean?"
Yeah, what channels?
Don't you just pick like Hulu,
like Twitch channels?
Yeah. What do you mean flip? What are you talking about? You mean click? Anyways, when you're flipping through the channels, like if a Tarantino movie comes on, and you never saw it, like that would like pull you in.
Waititi would be another one that I would actually put up there. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
And what's his face? Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, Spielberg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sure, but that's like a Tom Hanks answer.
Tom Hanks? Do you think that's more the actor than the...
No, I'm saying like, oh, who your favorite... Yeah, of course Spielberg. Like, sure.
Yeah, but you have to respect it.
Absolutely, but like, put him in a Star Wars movie then. I don't know. Like,
you think he could do Star Wars?
He could do Star Wars.
I don't know.
I think he could do Star Wars.
He can do anything?
Why wouldn't he? If you're...
I think Star Wars is so like...
Why not?
I don't know if anyone but George Lucas can do Star Wars.
But at least get a friend of George Lucas. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he would at least like... Hey, George, buddy, old pal. I'm doing this Star Wars thing.
To do Star Wars correctly, you need George Lucas as a consultant and a director who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why like you're looking at Mandalorian and there are pictures of George Lucas hanging out with Baby Yoda and stuff, and whatever. And then you start looking at the sequels, and he's like, yeah, they just didn't want to consult me. It's like, oh, okay, clearly.
You like say what you will about him, but I mean, the dude created Star Wars, right? Like he knows.
Sure.
I think Tolkien's better though, because we were talking about
we talked about that. Yeah.
Tolkien knew everything about his world.
Yep.
Everything. And like you were talking about, you brought up an interesting point with the languages.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to share that, like.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, you know, the fans ran with it and the books created it, but like George Lucas isn't writing all the books.
Right.
Like he has some like thumbs up, thumbs down on stuff, but Tolkien's like, no, I'm just going to do the language myself, or I'm just going to know the lore myself and whatnot.
Like, I think Tolkien knows every fucking diner, every little shop. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
and to some extent, George Lucas does. Like, if you look at the behind the scenes, like he's like trying to explain stuff, and again, like the ILM stuff, it's a little slow, it's a little dry, but like it's fascinating for them to hear, like to explain, like, yeah, no. Once we started understanding what George is looking for, and George Lucas is like, I'm not really a good writer or a leader, or and he's just like, I just get good people, and then I just tell them stuff, and he's like people are saying, rather than talking to them in like actor speak, because he was talking, Ron Howard was the one talking about it, and he was just like, rather than doing like actor speak, he's just saying like, this is the feeling that you need to embody or whatever, and it was cool, like to have somebody that just knows what he wants, and that was the thing, is George Lucas is like, I know what I want. I don't know how to do it. I don't know. He's like, I don't know how to work my phone, but I know that like computers are like the future. So then there were multiple scenarios where he would be like they have like a helicopter going over like ice, and it was like this kind of overhead shot with Hoth, and he talked to somebody. He's like, hey, can you have the Tauntaun run across and make it look real, like the stop motion, like, and put it on this footage? And they're like, that's impossible. You just can't do it. And they gave him like 12 reasons on like why it wouldn't work. And he's like, okay, well, hey, just think about it. And then the guy's like, in 15 minutes, I figured it out because I just couldn't stop thinking about it. And then he just got the inspiration and did it. So it's like, you don't have to be this like brilliant director as long as you can be this brilliant, like, I don't even want to say leader, but this brilliant, like, kind of encourager. I don't know.
I just think like if you are passionate and have like an understanding about what you want, like you said, then I think naturally you're going to be able to lead people to get what you want. Like that's the best kind of boss that you could want, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't know what goes into this, but here's the goal.
It worked for him.
Yeah, I think there's something to that.
I don't care how much money you have. In this case, what, $6 billion or whatever, and Disney's like, this is ours now. Let's start cranking that money machine. It's like, oh, we bought the property, not the heart or soul. Whoopsies. And then what do you do?
Yeah, I think Marvel ruined a lot of things.
I think it gave them specific expectations on. I think Disney's just. It's Disney. It's massive. It's huge. I would actually be shocked if the next Star Wars movie, if Dave Filoni is not tied to it at this point, because everything he touched so far has been largely well received. Mm-hmm. I think they start running him into the ground.
Interesting.
That's my prediction. I
don't know. I think they're dumb enough that they might not do that. I think they might.
I don't know. I think we might have a Rey sequel.
Maybe.
Just keep going with the Skywalkers, man.
Speaking of Star Wars, I don't know if you've ever seen it. Or
I hear it's pretty good.
Okay, debatable, but we put up another poll yesterday. Best droid.
Yeah,
and 4 options. I know that we were, after discussing more, there's more droids. Maybe I'll do a part 2 next week.
Yeah, I was talking about the Rogue One droid. Great
Rogue One droid.
Great,
and like IG-88.
That's just silly.
He's cool, isn't he?
Sure, props for IG-88, but that's silly.
He's like the only droid in here that's gonna fucking kill you.
I guess. I mean, the droid in...
Read his book. Then get back to me.
He has a book, too.
Read his book and then get back to me.
No, that's fair. the droid in Rogue One is good, and the droid in Mandalorian is also good.
Yeah.
I would put the pit droids in there. I think they're cute.
Pit droids?
Yeah, little pit droids.
Yeah. Okay.
From pod racing. And
No,
stuff.
I got you.
Yeah.
Why is there not a ride? Well, I guess in Star Tours, there's the one where you do the pod racing.
On Star Tours?
Yeah, so Star Tours, there's different scenes. So every time you ride it, is a different experience.
Oh, really?
Scenes. Yeah.
Oh, I
it's
didn't
really
know
cool.
that.
Yeah, so you can ride it multiple times.
Jeez.
So they have individual scenes, so you can get a different experience every time. But you'll start seeing the same ones over and over. But one of them is pod racing, and that's one of my favorites.
We did Hoth in the opening battle for episode 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
It was completely weird because it was like way
timeline.
chronologically messed up, but
it
was pretty cool.
So the ones that we had, the droids that we had were BB-8, C-3PO, Chopper. Give you 3 guesses from what that's from. So
yeah,
I don't think anyone knows. And then R2-D2.
Yeah.
Who do you think won, Ty?
Probably R2-D2.
Yeah, R2-D2 stomped it.
How bad did he stomp it?
62 to 25.
Okay, so Chopper
second.
Chopper second.
Chopper second.
All right, good.
This is illegal, by the way. Totally illegal. Tyler put a greatest hits of Chopper, like his highlights, in the fucking chat of it.
I put it in the chat of Discord. I put it in the chat on
that should
Twitter.
Totally be against the rules.
It should be, but I think people need to know who the heck Chopper is.
Dude,
so he's in Rebels.
You can't say like, oh, but guys, look at I should be able to put R2-D2 highlights.
Go ahead, because I think pound for pound. So here's the thing: R2-D2 is this like frisky, sarcastic, as sarcastic you can get, but like this kind of like frisky like robot.
He's sarcastic and he never says a word. But unbelievable.
Chopper doesn't say a word either. He's literally R2-D2, but like
he's literally
better,
who?
But better.
No,
he's better.
No,
everybody needs to go and watch Rebels because I still think that's a great show. But
Chopper have to start it now,
Chopper's fantastic.
Apparently,
yeah.
Which I'm not looking forward to, but I guess it deals the deal.
I will say there are some filler episodes, but they are later. Okay. So like it starts. You know how normally it's like, oh, you just gotta get past the first few episodes. Like it actually starts off pretty strong. Like I was actually like sucked in. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason I stuck with it. Where the way I think I see it is the Clone Wars. It's almost like vice versa, where apparently like the first episodes are like very like it's just this one episode and this is its own little thing and there's no like continuity. Mm-hmm. Rebels is different where you see the episodes build off each other, which I like personally. So
yeah, no, I think that's good. Yeah.
So. Art style, this is fine.
Yeah, it's fun. Whatever.
Yeah, I think Yoda looks bonkers in Rebels.
Yeah, he looks
spoiler
weird.
Yoda's in Rebels, but
anyway. I think I've seen him in there. Yeah. So that'll be fun. That's like 100 fucking episodes I'll never get back.
You only need 40.
Only need
that
40?
Was the deal, right? What show am I watching in
this is such a stupid trade because like I know you're not even gonna like this show, so I don't even know why we're doing this.
I know.
Code Geass is what you're watching.
Where am I watching that?
Netflix.
Perfect. Okay.
Both seasons on Netflix.
Is it done?
It was like 2008.
So 2 seasons in, it's 2020, like 20 episodes each.
24 each. So 48.
48. See, I thought it was 40 episodes.
Hey.
I guess we'll have to get the last 8 down. That's fine.
You're going to have to pump that out.
All right.
This is a horrible trade. I don't think anyone's going to have fun during this, but maybe I'll love Chopper coming out of it.
I think this is enough to be like, hey, Star Wars can be cool.
I know that Star Wars can be cool.
Yeah. I just feel like you need that. You need what I finally got. Is like I took my destiny in my own hands, and I said I am so because we watched all the Star Wars movies again, completely in bonkers orders, but we watched the sequels again, and I was so down on Star Wars. I'm like I need a palate cleanser.
So you consumed more Star Wars content.
Well, that's the beauty with Star Wars. You just keep consuming until your back's into it and like saturated with it. So like I'm great.
Is that the goal? Is that like the strategy I need to put in place for anime? Like I just need to shove it down your throat until you eventually like it?
Look, the 2 that I watched, And I will say I do like One Punch Man significantly more than Cowboy Bebop.
I think you're too low on Cowboy Bebop personally.
Probably, but I appreciated Cowboy Bebop and I finished it. So like
there
is that.
I guess the fact that you finished something is a
something.
It was worth of praise, right? Like that's pretty big.
I did. Don't ask me how my League of Legends career is going, but other than that, it's
it's true. Speaking of that, dude, I brought over vegetables for you.
Yeah, you're a better person than I am.
Well, hey.
You're a better
stick with my
gunner guy.
Stick to my gunner guy. But so that's something.
But I can't eat it yet, but we got some tomatoes and can't wait for Chelsea.
It's an orange tomato. I think it's called a lemon boy.
Lemon boy.
And the cucumber is a pickle bush cucumber.
Pickle bush. Okay.
I don't know why they name them these things.
I can't wait to eat the pickle bush.
Yeah, so there you go.
That's the name of the episode. We talked about Star Wars for the entire time.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like Chopper in the Pickle Bush.
Chopper in the Pickle Bush?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good book.
Chopper. That's going to be bad. All right. We're good. All right.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
It's
Star
you can't
Star
recover
Wars
from that.
I'm glad we're doing this again. This is fun.
Yeah, it was good. I had a great time. I learned a lot.
Missed you. Back in the swing of things.
I'm swinging.
We're going. So we go on vacation eventually in like a week or something.
You're going on vacation?
Yeah. So we got to front load some episodes, but I don't know.
Where are you going? Wisconsin?
Going to Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah. No, going to Maryland.
You're going to Maryland?
Yeah.
Oh.
Want to come?
Wait, are you talking about the one I'm going to? Is that coming up?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a week or whatever. Anyway. Cool.
We'll bring our mics.
Yeah.
And second night, we'll do it. We'll do it.
Yeah, it's
not the first night, the second night.
Yeah, we have to come up with some good top fives.
Oh, dude, I had a shower thought. Real quick.
Give me a shower thought.
Top 5. Ready for this?
Yeah.
Top 5 initials.
Top 5 initials?
Yeah. So you know how some initials like JP are awesome and sweet?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so there's 26 carat 26 different initials, right? That's right. 26 to the 26th power.
Okay. So we're saying 2 initials then?
Yeah,
first
it's like
last name?
A, B, A, C, A, D, blah, 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 all the way down.
Sure.
And then B, A, B, 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 C.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that 26 to the 26th power, or is that 26 factorial?
I think math
exclamation
is
point?
a joke, so
It's not a joke. It's very real.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not real at all.
I don't believe it.
It's actually completely made up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The moment someone comes up with something better than math, it's going to destroy the universe.
Was math real? Is math real?
Well, I mean,
it can be observed.
Can it?
Yeah, like 2 plus 2 is 4. So if you have 2 apples and you add 2 more apples, you have 4 apples. Like math can be observed in physical reality.
I guess. Debatable.
But we made up math.
Yeah.
So is math real, or like math is just describing reality?
Right.
Math is making sense.
That's like if we decided So
math isn't real. Apples are real.
Correct. And your perception of them. And just common sense. I think, look, anything that you could just use common sense with is...
But that's not common sense.
2 plus 2?
Yeah.
I think if you're looking at it as 2 plus 2 equals 4, maybe that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But 2 plus 2 is more. I think that's all you need. Is like, I have more than I did.
Like, would a child figure that out naturally?
Yeah.
Or does that have to be taught?
I think a child is always going to be like, give me more. Like, no child is going to be like, oh, here, take some of mine. They're not going to naturally share.
You don't think so?
No. We're not programmed that way.
I don't know. I remember people sharing things in elementary school.
Yeah, because you got beat if you didn't.
What? What?
Did you ever get beat?
No.
Oh, you never got beat? I got beat all the time.
You got beat up?
Yeah. No, like paddled and spanked and all that.
Wow.
I mean, hey, man, when I went to private school, like there was literally like one of the punishment. If it never really got to this, at least none that I knew of.
Yeah.
But that was in like the quote unquote rules. Is like your parent would have to come in and spank you in front of like the administration or whatever.
Yeah, that's
like
healthy. That's a
right.
good,
Yeah.
that's a good.
I'm sure
rule.
that's not the case anymore, but yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah, probably not.
Well, on that enlightening and positive note,
Yeah.
that's all we got.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we got more than that, but I don't want to traumatize the entire fucking audience, so we're gonna stop there.
Sure.
If you made it this far, we appreciate it. We're back.
Back, baby.
Back at it again.
In gray.
Check us out on
black.
Twitter at Couchco Games. We got polls for days. POLLS, not POOLS.
Keep disappointing John. I like that more when
No, you
when
guys are
you're
stupid.
disappointed over
okay.
me.
Start voting
please,
better.
Please come vote. Also, you're stupid.
No. Vote, but vote better.
And go watch the Chopper video.
I think that I might put a poll up right now. Is putting a video up for a poll illegal?
I won't do it anymore. I'm sorry.
No, we'll leave it up to the
sorry.
audience. I'll put it up right now. I'll say, is putting a video up for a poll illegal? Yes or no?
Is it legal to
No. I'm gonna phrase it
push?
exactly how I
Okay,
did.
fine. Go ahead.
I'm gonna completely
Go ahead.
misinterpret it because it's a horribly phrased question.
I'll be vindicated. It'll be all right.
You might. I don't know. I think that's just illegal. I think that should be against the rules. Whatever. Check us out on couchcompany.games. All the links are there.
Yeah.
Might as well click them.
Click all of them.
They're not going to click itself.
Yeah. Go to Spotify. If you listen to us on Spotify, give us a 5-star rating because we're very close to getting like you have to get X amount of ratings to see it on Spotify.
Cool.
So please hit a 5-star. That'd be wonderful.
Hit the 5. All right, that's it. Thanks for joining us on the couch. We'll see you next time. Same time, same place. Peace.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what I said, but all right, bye.